Our subject for today is art, and our topic will be Introduction to Art for grade 5 and grade 6. So be ready. Let's start with our lesson right now. Let's go. So let's start with our lesson for today, Introduction to Art. Okay, so before we start, let us read first our vocabulary for today. So vocabulary number 1, creative skills. Creative skills. Number 2, visual form. Visual form. Number 3, literature. Literature. Number 4, figures. Figures. Okay, so number 5, imaginary character. Okay, so I've written there some Thai words. I hope it helps you understand the words correctly. Okay, so let's start. What is art? Art is a creative skills and imagination of a person, typically in visual forms such as painting, drawing, sculpture, music, literature, and dance. I'm going to discuss that one by one later on. Okay, so let's start with painting. Okay, so what is painting? Painting is an art of using paint as a protective coating, as decoration, or as beautification. Okay, so painting, we see this one everywhere. Okay, you can see this one in a house or inside a house. You can see this one as decorations, and we use painting to make our room or to make a place beautiful. Okay, so let's take a look at some example. This one, you use painting also in writing letters or letterings, for letterings. Okay, next, another example, this one. Next, this one, wall decoration. Next will be drawing. Drawing. Okay, so what is drawing? Drawing is a picture made with pencil, pen, or crayon without using paint. Okay, so you're just going to use here pencil. You're going to show your creative skills by drawing in a paper. Okay, or drawing imaginary things using pencil, crayon, or pen. Okay, so let's take a look at some example. This one. Okay, she uses here a marker or a pen. This one, pencil. This one, color pencil. Okay, so next one, sculpture. Sculpture. Okay, so let's read. The art of making forms and figures using clay or other materials like wood, glass, and so on. Okay, so we're going to discuss them one by one. Let's take a look at some example of sculpture. Okay, so this one. Okay. Kinds of sculpture. Let's begin with this one. This appears in wood carvings, etched glass, decorations, stucco, ice carvings, fruit carving, clay molding, and many more. So let's take a look at some example one by one. First, wood carvings. Okay, wood carvings. These are some example of wood carvings. They are carving in a wood or in a kind of tree. These are some examples. Okay, finished products. Next, etched glass decorations. Etched glass decorations. You see this one in mall, in a house. Okay, this one are some examples. You mostly see this one in a bathroom. Okay, hotel bathroom. These are some examples, and this one. Okay, so next, stucco. stucco. Okay, you mostly see stucco in a temple, right? Am I correct? Okay, so next example, this one, and this one. You mostly see this one in a picture frame or frames. Next, ice carvings. Okay, you are carving using ice, block of ice. You need here a big kind of ice, so you can form some figures. Okay. Next, another example. Okay, so next one will be fruit carvings. Okay, fruit carvings. You can see this one in hotel restaurants or in a restaurants. This one. Another example. Okay, so those are some example of fruit carvings. And the next one will be clay sculpturing. Clay sculpturing or your Play-Doh or mud clay. Okay, so these are some example. Another one. And this one. Okay, so if you have some clay in your house, you can make some molding or you can sculpt there. Okay, you can sculpt a face also. Okay, so next, music. Okay, so music, vocal voice or playing instruments that can be combined in such a way to produce a beautiful sound. So for example, music, you can combine your beautiful voice with accompanying of instruments like guitar. You play guitar while you sing. Okay, so you're producing an art. Okay, so that's an example of music. Okay, this one, an image of a musician or an artist. Kids can play instrument. You can also play instruments. Next one is literature. Literature. So what is literature? Literature is an art made up of words. Most are written. There are many different kinds of literature, such as poetry or novels and many more. So we're going to see some example here, but literature are mostly made up of words. Okay, you can write some words like poets or novels. Okay, so let's take a look at some examples. Okay, poetry. This is an example of poetry. It gives our readers imaginations or emotions, okay, through arranging language for meaning, sound, and rhythm. Okay, so in poetry, you can show your artistic way through writing your emotions and your thoughts. Okay, so let's take a look at some example. Okay, little fish. One little fish swam in his dish. He blew bubbles and made a wish. All he wanted was another fish to swim with him in his little dish. Another fish. Okay, so in making poetry also, you need to have some sound and rhythm. Okay, so this is an example of poetry. Next is novels. Okay, what are novels? Novels are, it's a long story book that are usually about imaginary characters and events. Okay, they are just imaginary made by a person. Okay, so it's a story made by a person. Okay, so these are some example. Example is the Ramayana. Okay, another this one. These are some example of novels. It's very thick and very long stories. Another example, this one. Okay. So another example of a novel is Harry Potter. Harry Potter. Okay, next. Novels, also children's book. Okay, children's book that includes a made-up story made for children to enjoy. Okay, so children books are for you. Okay, they're story made for children. Okay, these are some example. Good night dog, good dog. Okay, the Gruffalo. Okay, another example, this one. Okay, so next is dance. Dance, move rhythmically to music or following a sequence of steps. Okay, move rhythmically to music or following a sequence of steps. Okay, so let's take a look at some example of dance. Take one. This one. So if you're following a music and accompanied by music, you're dancing. Okay. Another example. Okay. Dancing also shows us to express ourselves through dancing. This one. Ballet. Okay. So the last one will be crafts. Okay, what are crafts? An activity or things that are made by hand. Okay, so these are craft or these are things that are useful, that are made by hand. Okay, hand. Let's take a look at some example. This one. Another one, this one, and this one. Okay, so these are some example of crafts. Okay, so let's move on with our worksheet. So are you ready? I hope you can answer your worksheet correctly, Naka. Okay, let's go. So in your worksheet, write your nickname in Pasangkit. Next, write the date when you're going to answer your worksheet. So let's move on with our topic for today. Topic is Introduction to Art. Okay, so test 1. I want you to circle the correct answer. But first, you need to identify what kind of art is this. What kind of art is this? Is it A, coloring, or B, painting? Okay, so let's try answering number 1. Okay, is it coloring or painting? Okay, so the answer is letter B. Okay, circle your answer. Okay, so you answer the rest. Okay, so let's move on to test 2. Okay, kinds of sculpture. Connect the picture to its name. Okay, so I want you to identify first this one. What kind of sculpture was that? And then you're going to connect your answer. Okay, so let's try answering the first picture. So what kind of sculpture is this? What kind of sculpture is this? Is it stucco, clay sculpturing, fruit carvings, etched glass, wood carvings, or ice carvings? What is the answer? It's this one, wood carving. Okay, so you're going to connect. Okay, so there you go. That's for your worksheet for today. I hope you can answer them later on. Okay, so see you again next time. Have a good day. Goodbye.